Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt your legs hesitate for a moment, almost as if they were asking you for a little extra time? Maybe you noticed stairs feeling steeper than they used to, or long walks leaving your legs tired faster than before. If you're over 40, especially over 50 or 60, you're definitely not alone. Leg strength naturally changes with age. But what many people don't realize is that certain foods most of us assume are perfectly healthy, can quietly work against your balance, stamina, and muscle strength. And yes, a surprising number of those foods are fruits. It sounds strange at first, doesn't it? We've grown up hearing that fruit is always good for us. The more the better. But as the body ages, the way we digest sugar, process fiber, and handle inflammation changes drastically. Some fruits that are harmless when you're 20 or 30 can become a real challenge for your muscles, especially the ones you depend on every single day to stay steady, stable, and strong. Today, we're going to talk about the 7 worst fruits that can slowly weaken your legs and make mobility harder than it needs to be. And don't worry, this isn't about fear or restriction. It's about awareness, smarter choices, and protecting the strength you still have so you can keep doing the things you love. Think of this video as a simple conversation with a friend who genuinely wants to help you feel more confident in your own body. Because the truth is, leg strength is freedom. It's getting up without help. It's walking without holding on to a rail. It's climbing into the car, carrying groceries, or enjoying a stroll with your grandkids. And if a few small changes to your fruit bowl can protect that freedom, isn't it worth knowing? Let's ease into the first fruit on our list. One that may shock you because it's probably sitting in your home right now. I'm talking about bananas. Now, before you toss them out, hear me out. Bananas aren't poison, of course, but for seniors, they can be a tricky fruit. Bananas are high in sugar and contain more carbohydrates than most people realize. When you eat them, especially in the morning or on an empty stomach, your blood sugar can rise quickly. And here's the part many people don't know. Sudden rises in blood sugar often lead to sudden drops. And those drops can cause fatigue, heavy legs, shakiness, and even that wobbly feeling some people describe as, "My legs just don't feel stable today." Many seniors tell me they snack on bananas for quick energy. But what they're really getting is quick sugar. And that kind of energy is unstable, like a match that burns bright for a moment and fades out fast. Over time, these sugar spikes also increase inflammation, which can make the muscles in your legs feel stiff, swollen, or achy. If you ever felt like your legs are dragging by afternoon, this might be part of the reason. The body simply doesn't handle sugar and carbs the same way it used to, and bananas, despite their reputation, can push your energy in the wrong direction. Now let's shift to another fruit that's often paired with yogurt, thrown into smoothies or eaten as a guilt-free dessert: grapes. They're sweet, they're refreshing, and they're incredibly easy to eat. Maybe too easy. And that's where the problem comes in. Grapes are one of the highest natural sugar contents of any fruit you can buy. Take a moment to think about how you eat grapes. You don't usually have just 1 or 2. You grab a handful, maybe a couple of handfuls. Before you know it, you've eaten the sugar equivalent of a chocolate bar, sometimes more, without even realizing it. And like bananas, this high sugar load hits your bloodstream quickly. Seniors are especially sensitive to rapid changes in blood sugar because the body's insulin response naturally slows with age. That means sugar stays in the bloodstream longer, causing inflammation in the joints and muscles, especially the legs. This inflammation doesn't always show up dramatically. It's subtle. Things like feeling slower on your morning walk, getting tired after standing for a few minutes, noticing your knees or calves feel tight. Many people blame age, but often it's the diet quietly stirring things up. But grapes have another hidden challenge. They're low in fiber compared to their size. That means your body absorbs their sugar very quickly. When sugar enters the system faster than your muscles can use it, the result is something many seniors describe as sluggish legs. That heavy, drained feeling. If you ever felt great in the morning but weak by late afternoon, grapes and other sugary fruits may be part of the equation. And this isn't about removing joy from your life. It's about understanding how your body works now, not how it worked 20 years ago. Before we move on, I want to pause for a moment and speak directly to you, heart to heart. If you're still here watching, it tells me something important. You care about your health, your strength, and your independence, and that's something worth appreciating. These conversations aren't always easy. No one likes hearing that foods they believe were healthy might be causing harm. But you're here learning, taking steps toward a better future for yourself. If this video is helping you, or even simply opening your eyes a little, I would truly appreciate it if you tap the like button. It may seem small, but it really supports the channel and helps this kind of information reach more people who need it. And if you've ever struggled with leg weakness, balance issues, or fatigue, please share your experience in the comments. You never know. Your story might be the thing that encourages someone else to finally take their health seriously. And if you want to stay updated with more guides like this, go ahead and subscribe. You and I are building a journey together, and I'd love for you to be part of this community. Now, let's move ahead to the next fruit, one that often flies under the radar because it's associated with summer, hydration, and healthy living. Watermelon. Yes, watermelon can actually make leg strength harder to maintain. Why? Because it's mostly water and sugar. People often think of it as a light snack, but what it really is sugar water in a crunchy shell. Because it's so hydrating, you can eat large amount without feeling full, which means the sugar load can creep up quickly. And once again, here comes that cycle of sugar spike, sugar crash, and muscle fatigue. The trickiest part about watermelon is that it creates the illusion of health. When you're older and try and stay hydrated, watermelon seems like a great choice. But hydration without balance often backfires. You may feel bloated, lightheaded, or weak. And for anyone who's already dealing with circulation issues or muscle loss, watermelon can make the legs feel unstable or overly relaxed, almost too loose, if that makes sense. And this brings us to our next point, flowing naturally from the last. Because looseness in the legs often gets mistaken for simple tiredness, when in reality it's your muscles reacting to what you're feeding them. And that brings us to a fruit that many people proudly add to smoothies, salads, or breakfast bowls, believing it's one of the cleanest and healthiest choices possible. Pineapple. Now, pineapple has a wonderful tropical flavor and is often praised for its digestive enzyme, bromelain. But when it comes to seniors and leg strength, pineapple carries two major problems that most people never think about. First, pineapple is extremely acidic. As the body ages, our stomach lining becomes more sensitive, not less. High-acid fruits like pineapple can cause irritation, inflammation, and that uncomfortable bloating that many people describe as heaviness in the lower body. When inflammation starts in the gut, it doesn't stay in the gut. It travels. And one of the first places it shows up is in the legs, especially the knees, calves, and ankles. That feeling when your lower body feels puffy, stiff, or swollen without knowing why. Pineapple is often one of the culprits. The second issue is its sugar content. Despite tasting slightly tart, pineapple packs more sugar than many desserts people try to avoid. And because it's so juicy, people tend to overeat it. This creates the same blood sugar roller coaster that weakens leg muscles, slows circulation, and increases inflammation. You might not feel right away, but if you've noticed your legs shaking slightly after standing or your balance feeling just a bit off, these sugar surges can be part of the underlying cause. And then there's dried fruit, specifically dried apricots and dried mango. These two are some of the sneakiest energy drainers for older adults. Dried fruit may look harmless, even healthy, because it seems like a concentrated version of the fresh fruit. But because the water is removed, the sugar becomes far more intense. A handful of dried mango contains more sugar than a can of soda, yet people snack on it like a guilt-free treat. The body of a 60-year-old or 70-year-old simply cannot handle that concentrated sugar hit without consequences. When you eat dried fruits, the sugar enters your bloodstream rapidly and aggressively. This can cause your legs to feel shaky or restless, especially within an hour or two. Many seniors say things like, "My legs feel jumpy at night," or "My muscles won't calm down when I'm trying to sleep." Dried fruit is often the hidden reason. It floods the system with sugar, overstimulates the nerves, and triggers inflammation in the lower body. Even worse, the preservatives used in many commercial dried apricots, especially sulfites, can intensify joint stiffness and irritation. If you've ever woken up with that tight, swollen feeling in your legs and blamed on the weather, there's a good chance the real cause might be sitting in your pantry. Something similar happens with fruit juices, particularly orange juice. While not technically a whole fruit, orange juice behaves like a high-sugar fruit in the body, and most seniors drink it with the belief that it's giving them vitamin C and energy. What it's actually giving them is a massive sugar surge without the fiber that slows absorption. Imagine eating 3 or 4 oranges all at once. That's the sugar impact a single glass of orange juice. And when that sugar rush hits your bloodstream, your legs often take the punishment. You might notice your thighs feeling weak during the day, or your calves getting tight for no reason. Even that feeling of walking but not feeling fully connected to your legs, that light, floaty instability, can come directly from sugar spikes caused by fruit juices. Let's slow down for a second, because I want you to remember something important. None of this means you can never enjoy fruit again. It simply means certain fruits require caution, moderation, or better timing, especially if you want strong, stable legs that support your independence. Your legs carry you through life. They carry your memories, your routines, your adventures, and your relationships. So anything that harms them, even unintentionally, deserves a closer look. And the good news is that once you understand these triggers, you can make small adjustments that add up to big improvements in how your legs feel every single day. Now, while we're talking about these fruits, I want you to really think about how your body reacts to the foods you eat. Have you ever noticed that some days you feel steady and confident on your feet, while other days your legs seem tired for no reason at all? Sometimes it's not age, not lack of exercise, not even sleep, it's food. Food affects everything: energy, circulation, nerve function, and muscle strength. And once you start paying attention to these patterns, something incredible happens. You begin to take back control. Speaking of control and taking steps forward, I want to pause again and talk to you from a place of gratitude. If you're here, listening carefully and taking in all this information, it shows a level of dedication and self-respect that not everyone has. Most people ignore the early signs. Most people wait until the weakness gets worse. But not you. You're choosing to learn, to improve, and to protect your health. That deserves acknowledgement. If this video is giving you value or helping you connect some dots, I'd be so grateful if you tap the like button. It helps the YouTube algorithm show this message to more people who may be struggling silently. And if you've ever had days where your legs felt weaker than usual, or you discovered a food that made you feel off balance, tell me in the comments. Your experience might help someone else understand their own body better. And if you want to continue receiving helpful videos like this, things truly made for people over 40, over 50, over 60 who want to live strong, confident, and independent lives, then go ahead and subscribe. I'm here to walk this journey with you. Let's continue, because staying informed is one of the best gifts you can give to your future self. The next fruit is one many people never question: cherries. Yes, cherries are delicious. They're fun to snack on, and they're often viewed as a healthier choice than desserts. But cherries contain unusually high levels of fructose, a type of sugar that becomes harder to process with age. When fructose builds up in the body, it creates something called glycation. Simply put, glycation stiffens muscles, tightens joints, and makes the legs feel heavier and less flexible. That stiffness when you first start walking after sitting, that slow, achy warm-up your legs seem to need, cherries can make that worse. And this brings us naturally to one more fruit that deserves your attention. Because cherries aren't the only fruit that affects your legs in a way most people never suspect. Prunes, often seen as a digestive aid, carry their own set of complications. Many seniors rely on prunes to help with constipation, And while they can be helpful for digestion in small amounts, they are extremely high in natural sugars and concentrated compounds that can cause bloating and inflammation, especially in the lower body. The tricky part with prunes is that people often eat them regularly, even daily, believing they're doing something good for their health. But when eaten too often, prunes can create a heaviness in the legs, that deep, dull tiredness that makes even simple movements feel more effortful. The combination of sugar, sorbitol, and their dense texture makes prunes hit the bloodstream harder than most people expect. That can leave your muscles feeling sluggish or overstimulated, depending on how your body reacts. Many seniors say things like, "My legs feel swollen," or "I feel like I'm dragging them," after eating prunes regularly. These sensations are real, and they're closely connected to how your body processes concentrated sugars and fibers as you age. Now, before you start worrying about every piece of fruit you've ever eaten, take a deep breath with me. This isn't about fear. It's about clarity. Understanding which fruits may weaken your legs isn't meant to scare you away from healthy eating. It's meant to give you the freedom to eat smarter so your legs stay stronger. Your legs are your foundation. They're your independence. They allow you to move with confidence, to explore, to enjoy, and to live life without hesitation. Protecting them is one of the most important acts of self-care you can give yourself. And I want you to remember something. The body is incredibly responsive. Even small changes can bring big results. When you simply swap high-sugar fruits for better choices, like berries in moderation, green apples, or low-sugar citrus, your legs can begin to feel lighter, more stable, and more energized in ways you might not have felt in years. Many people notice improvements in days, not weeks. You might stand up from a chair and feel steadier. You might walk upstairs without the same burn in your thighs. You might even feel more balance when you wake up in the morning, all from being mindful of the fruits you choose. It's amazing how much control you still have over your strength, even if you haven't always been perfect with your habits. And you don't need to overhaul your entire diet. You don't need to give up everything you enjoy. You just need to understand which foods work with your body and which ones quietly work against you. When you start paying attention like this, it becomes easier to listen to your body. You begin to recognize the difference between real fatigue and sugar crash fatigue, between aging stiffness and inflammation stiffness, between muscle weakness and nutritional imbalance. And the more connected you become to those signals, the better decisions you make. You probably notice throughout your life that your body speaks to you. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it nudges, and sometimes, when you ignore it long enough, it shouts. Maybe you've had days when your legs felt weaker than usual. Maybe you chalked it up to age or weather or lack of sleep. But now you're discovering that fruit, something you assumed was always good for you, could be influencing those moments far more than you realized. And the wonderful thing is, once you understand the why, the what to do next becomes so much easier. So what can you do? Start by paying attention to how your legs feel after you eat. Notice which fruits give you energy and which ones leave you feeling drained or shaky. Your body is incredibly intelligent, and it will guide you if you're willing to listen. Maybe you'll switch bananas for berries. Maybe you'll replace grapes with a slice of kiwi or a handful of nuts. Maybe you'll enjoy watermelon only occasionally instead of every day. Every small shift like this supports your strength, your balance, and your daily confidence. And as we talk about confidence, I want to take a moment to speak to you directly again. You deserve to feel strong. You deserve to feel steady. You deserve to walk without fear of falling, to climb stairs without hesitation, to wake up excited for the day instead of dreading the weakness in your legs. And if this video helped you, even in a small way, your support truly means the world. If you haven't done it yet, I'd be grateful if you liked the video. Not for me, but because it tells YouTube to show this message to more people who need it just as much as you do. You'd be surprised how many older adults silently struggle with leg weakness, never realizing their fruit choices are making things harder. And if this resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What fruits have you noticed affect your energy? Have you ever made a change that helped you feel stronger? Your voice matters here. And if you want more content like this, real practical guidance made for people over 40, over 50, over 60, who want to stay strong, healthy, and confident, go ahead and subscribe. I create these videos because I genuinely believe in your ability to improve your health at any age. You're not too late. You're not behind. You're not stuck. You're learning, growing, and making choices that will support your future. As we finish this conversation, I want you to carry one thought with you. Small changes create big momentum. Every decision you make to protect your legs, whether that's swapping a fruit, drinking more water, stretching gently in the morning, or simply being more aware, strengthens your independence. And independence is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself as you age. You deserve that gift. You deserve to walk confidently, to feel capable, and to enjoy life fully without fear, without weakness, and without unnecessary obstacles created by the foods you eat. So here's to you, to stronger steps, lighter legs, clearer choices, and a healthier future. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself, listen to your body, and may every step you take feel a little more powerful than the last.